we got to be serious about how, I might even talk to you about this. We have a daycare assistance program that's administered, really comes to the state and then it's administered out. In the case of Anchorage, it's done through the city of Anchorage.
Mm-hmm.
And some of our largest users of daycare assistance subsidies are individuals who are working for some of the largest corporations in the world here stationed in Anchorage, as an example. Something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, that basically says they're not paying livable wages. And we collectively are subsidizing that. Now, maybe we enjoy that because we get, a case of soda for, a discounted price. But what we're doing, we're paying it one way or another. So wouldn't you rather make sure people have livable wages so they can afford to make their own choices of where they live, where they work? And why should we be subsidizing those? We should be forcing. The governor has enormous role here. Most people will say, well, how does the governor legislate that? The governor can pick up the phone and put a little pressure. That's what happens. That's the power of an elected office. You don't just stick to the book and do the legislation only. You have an enormous power to wage these kind of issues on the table and to have public, I don't want to say embarrassment, but expose it to the public. Suddenly people go, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know they're paying 60% of a livable wage. I didn't realize that that food basket in their store is actually for their employees, right? I brought this to the attention when I was in the Senate. I remember this. I will never forget this. We had a bunch of brass sitting at a table from the military explaining to me why they're going to cut the commissary in Anchorage. And the way they were going to do that was raise all the prices. And they're a commissary. And I said, well, why would you do that? Well, we got to pay for this, pay for that. I said, did you know? I looked right. I think it was a 3-star general. I said, did you know 30% of the people who utilize the food bank at Fairbanks, Alaska, are people who live and work in the military? 30%. And I said, so what I'm hearing you say is not only going to continue to not pay them well, now you're going to jack them up on what they got to pay to survive. I said, what are you doing? That idea just dropped immediately. Now, I didn't have legislative power. I had the power of the office to explain, you do X, I will do Y. And that's what we need to do with some of these folks that are not paying livable wages, that should pay, and ensure that when you do have daycare assistance, we're making sure it's for the people that definitely need it, but also making sure it's not subsidizing corporations that could pay their people a little bit more money.